Greetings, congregation Rainbow Warriors. It's John the Preacher, the Lord's Voice, online. We are going to continue with our series on the deadly sins. And today we're going to talk about conquering the sin of sloth. Sloth, in modern terms, is the sin of being lazy or unproductive. And I'll freely tell you, John the Preacher, back in his sinful comedy career days, was definitely guilty of the sin of sloth. I used to stay up late nights, partying and drinking, wasting my time, and I'd come home, crash on the couch, and sleep the day away until late into the afternoon. And that's if I made it home at all. But I overcame it, and to be honest with you, sloth of all the deadly sins is probably the easiest to overcome, because it really just requires a basic schedule and staying organized. That's why I'm going to share with you 10 simple tips to be super productive. Number 1, eat a nutritious breakfast. A lot of people like to skip it, or they have like a sugary coffee drink. You really don't want to do that. You want to have something with some protein, to help give you energy as you go throughout your active day. So whatever it is, even if you're grabbing something on the go, make sure it's got some protein. Number 2, get an early start. I always like to get up with the sunrise and do a little meditating by a body of water. Now, you don't need to get up at sunrise. That's a little early for a lot of people. If you can, it's great. It's great to rise with the sun and wake the way that God intended. But if you can't, you just want to get up as early as you can. Number 3, take a walk in nature. After I meditate, I usually stop by and pick up something that's a little weighted that I can throw in my backpack just for a little extra resistance so I can get some cardio. It's like killing 2 birds with 1 stone. As I make my way through nature, through God's wondrous creation, far away from the trappings of modern society, out to a sacred spot. Number 4, improve your surroundings. Now, this doesn't mean you need to do a whole home remodel or make over your bathroom or anything like that. You don't need to spend hours and hours doing anything. It's just wherever you happen to be. For example, when I come across some ugly, sinful graffiti, I just clean it up as I pass it. Or another thing I like to do is line the trail with logs so it's easier for fellow hikers to stay on the path. It just makes the place nicer for everyone else. Number 5, practice your chinchuan. Once you get out to your sacred spot, you're going to want to really do your drills and devote yourself to your practice so that you can be centered. And always remember to finish with your chinchuan staff form. And you're going to want to do this. You're going to want to work at yourself, your physical body, to the point of exhaustion. Number 6, community service. Each day, find some small way to make the world a better place. Doesn't have to be donating tons of money or spending hours and hours volunteering at an orphanage. When I return home, I usually just like to pick up some of the litter that sinners leave behind. I mean, we're all sinners. Well, you're all sinners, some more than others, and the rest of us have to pick up the slack, so make sure you're doing a little community service. Number 7, train your intuition. God gave each one of us that little voice in our head that helps guide us along the path. But it takes some effort to learn how to really listen to it and for it to grow louder within ourselves. And so we have to make it a practice each day to learn to listen to it. The moon. Temperance. Prayer chariot. I'm not saying it. I will not say that one.
I know who it is.
Number 8, pay attention to your nutrition. When you get home from a long day, make sure that you have a very nutritious dinner, healthy, modestly sized, and then carefully consider if every single one of your nutritional needs is being met. I use a site called chronometer.com. You don't have to use them. I don't have any affiliation with them. I'm not getting any kickbacks. There's other sites out there. But just as long as you're counting your macros and maintaining a very exact nutritional profile. Number 9, study your Bible. I always devote at least 3 to 4 hours each night to an intense examination of the scriptures. I do a thorough analysis of prophecy and always try to make connections between the testaments, both Old and New. You don't need to do 4 hours, but I wouldn't do any less than 2 if you want to survive the coming end. Number 10, after a long day of being productive, the final thing that you need to remember to do is to settle in and practice a foreign language. I usually get out my computer and log on and start my 8-hour shift as a customer service representative for the Chinese company Alibaba. That way, apart from earning a little cash, I can practice my Mandarin.
你好，我如何帮助你解决你的问题？
Well, there you have it. 10 simple tips to stay super productive. Now, I need you to help get this message out so that we can help others. So make sure that you like the video, that you share it with others, and that you subscribe or follow. And good news, John the Preacher is now on TikTok and on Rumble, and I'll be leaving the descriptions below so you can check it out. God bless you, Congregation Rainbow Warriors.